This is where the fun begins. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to TAKTAK Toys. And if you're a seasoned veteran, you know the score. Let's talk some 6-inch action figure news. Starting with SH Figuarts Clone Wars action figures with Obi-Wan, Anakin and Snips aka Ahsoka in their animated looks, which we have never really had in action figure form. So of course we have had these characters before in Black Series, but they were more fitting in with a real-world Black Series style that echoed other figures in the line. This is the first time we have had animation-accurate figures. One thing that's really cool on Obi-Wan's armor, for example, is the clone trooper armor mixed in with the Jedi robes, and SH Figuarts do sometimes show off stuff that takes forever to get made. Hopefully that's not the case here. And if you haven't seen Clone Wars, my gosh, stop what you are doing and sit down, make some time. Because Clone Wars is some of the best Star Wars content out there alongside Rebels. So it's pretty cool to see these hopefully realized in action figure form. I do personally like the other versions from Black Series that can fit in with the rest of the display, but if SH Figuarts make more of these, and you can build out an animated Clone Wars display, then that will look epic. And maybe you want some creatures to sit in with your Black Series, or SH Figuarts Star Wars collection. Here is the 1/12th Kickstarter YHS Podcast CRYPTOIDS, a Mothman-style character. This should launch spring 2026. Mothman the Prophet, a cute and cuddly badass. I mean, perhaps this is more Masters of the Universe than Star Wars, but it's your toy collection, stick it where you want. Well within reason, you don't want to end up as one of those people in A&E.
Thanks, Libby. Yes, we advise you to enjoy your action figure collecting responsibly. You can stick this guy anywhere you like, in with your Masters of the Universe or anywhere. But no one is going to believe you if you need to turn at hospital because you fell on your Cryptoid 1 out of 12 Mothman. And look at that, he has a glowing crotch. That's weird. So welcome back to TAKTAK Toys, Yakka de Yak. It's TAKTAK. We'll play with your figures responsibly, and now that public announcement is over, back to the regularly scheduled programming. Over to you, Libby.
Thanks, Mark. So we have looked at one Disney property in the form of Star Wars and SH Figuarts versions of the Clone Wars, and you know who had a clone? Spider-Man. And here's the Miles Morales MDLX-30 Spider-Man, so let's talk about him. So here is the MDLX Miles Morales Spider-Man from the Spider-Man 2. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the MDLX series, then here's a Miles Morales for you. Mark has found 3-0 when it comes to QC, but perhaps they have turned a corner, and maybe a Spider-Man 2 Venom might come along. But if not, here's Mess Toys' test shot version of Venom. And I know Mark would like to check out Mess Toys at some point on the channel. CT Toys was a bit of a miss, at least with Mark's copy of Daredevil, so maybe Mess Toys might have more overall solid offerings. And then from Marvel to DC via way of Mikey Moon Boots and Bartholomew Hex, opening a portal from the Marvel to DC universe. And to welcome us into the DC universe, here's Gong Studios Batman. I think this is the company that did the Superman and Shazam, if I'm right. Well, those were supposed to be excellent releases. Gong did a Kingdom Come Superman that was excellent from what I hear. David Display's model behavior mentioned that this Batman looks like he has armor under the costume due to the nature of the fabric costume sitting on the joints, particularly the thighs, and I can see that. And this Gong Hush Batman appears to have a very Jim Lee look, as he should do. Shout out to Robo for that one. And that's not the only Hush Batman we are going to see in this episode. Ironically, for a comic series named Hush, we have a lot to talk about in action figure form tribute to that comic run. And if you're enjoying episode 85 of Flicks and Figs, feel free to smash the like button. The TAKTAK Toys symbol is in the air, so Commissioner Gordon must need some 6-inch action figures news. Although he really ought to be out solving crimes with Batman. Hit the hype button and click the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all the content on the channel. So yeah, I like the idea of Batman having armor plates under his costume for protection. Shout out to David Display's Model Behavior for that idea in one of his videos. So it seems we will have a few choices for Hush Batman, as we are getting a battle-damaged version from Mafex alongside the Gong Studios one here, and we'll see the Mafex one in just a minute. And here is the Mafex one, and LPZZ Hush Batman is coming as well. So plenty of options for you to pick up the version of Hush Batman you would like. And plenty of Batman, so let's have a villain to throw into the mix. So here is Mafex Raz Ul Ghul battle damage version. I think I've seen a few comments on Reddit saying that we need a few more accessories on Hush Batman to change him up more from previous releases. An alternate chest torso for Hush Batman would be a good shout. And the art from the Batman Hush comics is by Jim Lee. His art was the cornerstone of 90s X-Men comics and Batman Hush, maybe even very manga in style. Or at least a Western version. And if you want quite a manga DC character, here is Mera from Aquaman. With a seahorse. She sells seashells by the seashore. And when is with Aquaman, she acts like a sea whore, girlfriend. And if you're enjoying this video, let me know in the comments below. And sticking with DC, here's a look at the Mattel 6-inch Green Lantern alongside Operation Monster Force Phantom Core, an Apophis Legion review. If you're curious about them, I'll leave a link in the comments below so you can check that out if you would really like to. And sticking with fresh monkey fiction, here's a look at the upcoming Order of the Crimson Moon figures in test shot form. Shout out to the Full Force Weekly where these photos came from. So if you're curious about these, they are still available for pre-order on Kapow Toys. And Wave 3 of Operation Monster Force available for pre-order at Kapow. Shout out to Andy and Matt and the team at Kapow. And if you like things that go bump in the night in your collection, and who doesn't, check out the Kickstarter for Unparalleled Universe Odious Army O and Cowboy Odious. This Kickstarter is doing well, and if you do decide to back this, it will charge you on December 6, 2025 with an estimated ship date of 2027. Feel free to check it out, I'll leave a link in the comments below. And then if you like 1/12 cloth goods, we go from Odious Kickstarter to Mesco 112 Leader, which you can pair off with the Mesco 112 Hulk. This is your leader giving you 6-inch action figure news. Well, it's not actually your leader, it's Libby, and I'll be honest, I've never tackled the Hulk, or been a Hulk villain. I don't think I'd get very far against the Hulk. So I'll stick to 6-inch action figure news. And with that in mind, I hope you're enjoying this episode. And here's Cull's Cave giving us a battle royal of Deadpool and Wolverine against the Hulk. As we are talking Hulk, and these are all Marvel Legends. And with that in mind, let's talk Marvel Legends with some shootouts. And for all the latest Marvel Legends news and reviews, check out Dan Who Reviews. And talking of Dan Who, feel free to check out his Operation Monster Force Eraser and Blackwatch Agent review, and I'll leave a link to that video in the comments below. And feel free to check out Joe's and Juice. And on that note, here's a look at the Gridiron Studios 112th Battle Ready M44 Jump Jetpack Station. This looks tailor-made for my boy G.I. Joe Classified Starduster. And here is the Gridiron Studios 112th Battle Ready M44 Jump Jetpack Station, alongside the Dragonfly, a classified HasLab, and Tom Mini Plastic Multiverse had the Dragonfly. And speaking of Tom, here's Rogue in her Savage Land look over a defeated T-Rex. And so please head on over to Tom's Instagram page, and check out some of his amazing pics, Mikey Moon boots and more. Links for anything should be in the comments below, and if anything isn't there, let me know in the comments below, and we will get them added. And if you have the SDCC Savage Land Marvel Legends box set, maybe you want some extra characters in a Savage Land display, or an Eternia one, and here's the Ramen Toys Cease Man, as in Cease and Desist Man. So you can only guess who this is based on. Ramen Toys have the power. And oh look, it's Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 E Honda, and he looks great, doesn't he? We are getting so close to completing the full roster of Street Fighter roster. Apparently Zangief will be the last figure in the full Jada Toys Street Fighter roster. But that's not the only Street Fighter stuff in this video. Here we have a look at 2 Storm Arena Asia exclusives. And these are fantastic looking. This is the kind of thing we need. Storm Arena exclusives, which are different to any Jada Toys versions of Street Fighter characters. I just wish the Storm Arena Street Fighter stuff was more readily available. At this point, you're more likely to find gold at the end of a rainbow. And so perhaps, if you can get Storm Arena Street Fighter, you wouldn't mind mixing and matching with Marvel Legends to create an X-Men vs Street Fighter display. And here is Mikey Moon Boots with his X-Men, and Shumagorath, or Gargantos, storming into battle. Feel free to check him out on Instagram. And feel to check out Kenny Encountered Culture, and many thanks to him for the coverage from Legions Con 2025. That video is available to check out on the channel. Link again in the comments below. So do you collect Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions? Have you been to Legions Con? Let me know any and all thoughts in the comments below, and if you're enjoying this con, feel free to smash the like button, comment and subscribe. You'll find Legions Con Easter egg content dotted about in the last couple of videos on the channel, so be sure to have a watch of anything recent on the channel if you like convention coverage videos. And it really does look amazing, so much great stuff on offer for collectors of many different lines. So Emporium of Cool is the UK website for Mythic Legions, as well as props and replicas, but you can also pick up Mythic and Cosmic Legions direct from Four Horsemen website, and a lot of what's shown here will either soon be up for pre-order, or is already gone up for pre-order. Mythic Legions always look so impressive, especially in these excellent dioramas. So Four Horsemen have done a Frankenstein as part of their Figura Obscura line, and we have Boss Fight Studio doing a Frankenstein, and we will see that coming up at the end of the video. For now, I'll let you enjoy this Legions Con 2025 coverage. Thanks again to Kenny Encountered Culture, and let's discuss Boss Fight Studio at the end of the video. And a lot of the attendees at Legions Con say one of the best things about going is the community aspect. I mean, it's really a shame that we don't have anything quite like this as a convention this side of the pond. YouTubers, customizers and more all converge and combine and collaborate for the best of times. Just look at these well-stacked shelves. It's G-Con on the Friday, which is a presentation of great things to come from the Four Horsemen, show exclusives to purchase over the 3 days. Trevor the 1/6 shooter does the toy photography for the Four Horsemen, and I've included his channel in the shoutouts. I'll try and include it in the comments below. So Legions Con takes place at the Hanover Marriott in Whippany, New Jersey. The first Legions Con was held in 2019, and it seems to be going from strength to strength. It was a fully virtual event in 2020, as you can imagine, and I wouldn't have been able to have a bird's eye look at things at Legions Con 2025 like this if it wasn't for Kenny. The Legions Cabal seems to be a fantastic community on Facebook, and Legions Con takes that to a new level. And shout out to Miss Cloud Foxwell, whose name now appears on the Mythic Legions packaging. She's an admin in the Mythic Legions Cabal, and as I say, sit back and enjoy the Legions Con coverage. Let me know what you like in the comments. And as mentioned, we will be looking at the Boss Fight Studio epic hacks, and the Four Horsemen are giving us a 4-pack of multicolor graveyard skeletons if you want some skeletons to surround and flank your Frankenstein. So if you're enjoying this video review and this look at footage from Legions Con 2025, let us know in the comments below. Mythic Legions has great kit bashing potential with their figures, and it seems Operation Monster Force also has a similar trend of kit bashing potential with their figures, with all the accessories included with figures or the accessory packs. And if you're enjoying the content, smash the like button, hit the hype button, let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and for any extra content feel free to become a channel member. And speaking of even more content, you can of course check out Mark's review of the Operation Monster Force Phantom Core and Apophis Legion. That review is up on the channel now, and Mark will leave a link in the comments below if you would like to check that out. And if you're enjoying this content, please let me know in the comments below. Feel free to smash the like button, hit the hype button, and hit the bell notification, so that you don't miss any content on the channel, and feel free to become a channel member for even more content. So Legions Con takes place at the Hanover Marriott in Whippany, New Jersey. The first Legions Con was held in 2019, and it seems to be going from strength to strength. It was a fully virtual event in 2020, as you can imagine, and I wouldn't have been able to have a bird's eye look at things at Legions Con 2025 like this if it wasn't for Kenny. The Legions Cabal seems to be a fantastic community on Facebook, and Legions Con takes that to a new level. So we can see Mythic Legions here obviously, but Operation Monster Force were at Legions Con as far as I'm aware, and also shout out to John Compulsive Collector. And I know John Compulsive Collector is a big fan of the Epic Hacks SCI Fi drone we are about to speak about, as well as the Epic Hacks Frankenstein figure. So as mentioned, the Four Horsemen did Frankenstein, and now Boss Fight Studio, as part of their Epic Hacks line, give us a 1/12 scale Frankenstein, whilst Four Horsemen 1 is more 1/10 scale. And if your flavor is more SCI Fi, then the combat drone might be more your flavor. Mark has mentioned that is quite drawn to the Frankenstein figure, and here's a tease from SH Figuarts relating to Berserk, which you could pit against Frankenstein, and no doubt it will be revealed soon. The SH Figuarts White Scorpion Golden Age figure. Well, that's it. I hope this was an exciting episode for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. E Honda here looks excited, and until next time, enjoy those flicks and figs.